What's up, guys? I'm Laura. I'm a hairstylist, and today we're going to talk about dry shampoo. And I'm going to cover when it's good for your hair, when it's bad for your hair, how to use it to get the best results, and some other common questions that I usually get asked about dry shampoo. All right, first let's talk about what dry shampoo is. Dry shampoo is a product that usually comes in an aerosol can, and it sprays a powder-like substance onto your hair that absorbs oil so that you can go longer without washing your hair, without your hair looking greasy. Now, back before dry shampoo was a thing, people would commonly use baby powder to absorb the oil. This is very similar, but dry shampoo is formulated a little bit better for your hair so that it's not completely coating and creating buildup, as well as leaving as much of a white residue. Okay, so some of the benefits of dry shampoo are that it obviously absorbs oil, which in turn saves you time so that you're not having to wash and dry your hair as frequently. It neutralizes odor. Now, that being said, it's not necessarily going to neutralize the campfire smell out of your hair because that is very strong, but it can neutralize any kind of funky smell that you get just from not washing it every day. Now, in turn, because you can go longer between shampooing, blow drying, and styling your hair, this can extend your color longevity because every time you wash your hair, your color fades. And it can help you keep your hair a little bit healthier because washing your hair dries it out, especially if you're styling it with heat tools. Then the more often you're washing it, the more damage your hair can get. And the last benefit is that it adds body and volume. So if you have very fine or thin hair, it can really help to make you feel a little bit more full and have a little bit more just oomph to your hair. All right, so let's move on to how to properly use dry shampoo for best results. And I recommend using dry shampoo starting the night of the day that you washed your hair. So on day one in the evening. I have personally found that it's better to be proactive with your dry shampoo rather than waiting until your hair is already oily. It's going to help you go actually a little bit longer rather than waiting until your hair is already super greasy and then you're having to put a ton of product in. So I recommend starting the night you wash your hair, then using a little bit each day moving forward until you're ready to wash it. Now, the amount of days that you go between washing your hair is going to vary drastically from person to person. So there's no set number of days that you should be able to do this. But I will say that if you have really thin hair, you're gonna have to wash it a lot sooner than if you have a ton of hair. And this is because thick-haired people just have way more hair to absorb the oil. Now, when you do wash your hair after using dry shampoo, you may need to do 2 washes or just make sure that you're really getting the hair thoroughly cleaned and adding some water and going back in and re-emulsifying, because there is going to be a little bit more product in there than you need to rinse out than if you hadn't used dry shampoo. I actually like to use 2 different kinds of shampoos, so I'm kind of getting the benefits of both. I'll use like a scalp care shampoo because I'm naturally very oily and I have dandruff prone hair. So I'll use a scalp shampoo to thoroughly clean my scalp, and then I'll use a purple shampoo for my blonde hair. Now, when you apply your dry shampoo, you want to hold it about 8 or so inches away from your head. You do not want to hold it too close because it's going to be way too concentrated in one spot. It's going to be wet. You're going to have buildup right there. So you want to hold it a good 8 to 10 inches or so away, just so you're getting even distribution and it's not going to be too concentrated anywhere. Then once you spray it in, you're going to rub it throughout with your fingers. And after you rub it through with your fingers, I actually recommend brushing it with a boar bristle brush. This is really going to diffuse it and your hair will feel a lot better afterwards. Now, if you have a little bit of that gritty feeling and you don't like that, you can use a dry conditioner. Now, most people have never heard of a dry conditioner. I personally think it is one of the most underrated hair products, especially for people with coarse hair types. But a dry conditioner will go through and smooth your cuticle down. It'll soften the hair without making it greasy, and it will remove some of that gritty feeling. All right, now let's talk about some different products as far as dry shampoo goes. Now, if you're a blonde, you normally don't have any issues no matter which product you use. For me, I was a platinum blonde for many years, and I found that I would spray my dry shampoo on and I wouldn't totally rub it in. I would leave it a little bit noticeable. And not only was it absorbing the oil, but it was making my roots appear a little bit less harsh because my natural color didn't look quite as dark. Now, obviously, if you're a brunette, this is going to be the opposite problem, but for blondes, this could be another benefit. But some brunettes may have issues with it leaving white marks in their hair or just feeling like it's taking away from their color. And there are tinted dry shampoos out there. I'll link some in the description. And so this is gonna stop you from feeling like you've got a white powder in your hair or making it visible or even making it look like you have dandruff. And this is also great if you have gray hairs because it can help cover those grays and mute them down a little bit. Now, it's not gonna give you full coverage, but it can definitely help. And another thing I wanna point out is that not all dry shampoos are created equally. Some are very strong and they're made for super oily hair, while others are a lot lighter. And this really comes down to personal preference. If you do not like the feeling of having dry shampoo in your hair at all, then you're probably gonna wanna go with a lighter one. And my favorite light dry shampoo is made by Olaplex. Personally, this is my favorite dry shampoo. I love it because my hair feels soft and it doesn't feel like I have product in my hair. But that being said, I am a very oily person, so sometimes it feels like this one is not quite enough for me. And if you fall into that boat, I'm gonna move on to Amika. Now, Amika's initial dry shampoo was Perk Up, and it has always been like the #1 dry shampoo out there. People love it. It smells good and it works really well. And since then, they've actually created several other ones. They have one that's called Perk Up Ultra, and this one is made for really oily people like me. And there's another one, Perk Up Plus, that is made to extend it even longer. So if you have a trip or something and you're like, I'd really love if I didn't have to wash my hair this whole time, then you can go for something like that. Personally, I still prefer the regular Perk Up over the Ultra or the Plus. And this is just because these stronger ones you can definitely feel in your hair more. And something else I want to recommend, personally for me in the winter time, I typically stick to Olaplex. I'll use the Olaplex dry shampoo because it's a lot lighter. Now in the summertime when I'm sweating and I just feel like oily and just gross, I definitely do reach for the stronger ones, either the regular Perk Up or the Perk Up Ultra, just because I need something a little bit stronger. And this helps me from not having to wash my hair every day or even every other day. Okay, so now let's talk about if dry shampoo is bad for your hair. Now, if you are using this every day and you're not washing your hair for like weeks or months, then yes, dry shampoo is going to build up if it's not being washed out. And this can clog your hair follicles. It can create a buildup on all of your hair. But this is really only if you're using it in excess. If you're just using it to extend a few more days, then it's not going to cause that much buildup. And if you do notice that you're having buildup on your hair or on your scalp, just use a clarifying shampoo and that will pull it out. And another common claim is that it causes cancer. There's a lot of conflicting information out there about dry shampoo, with some experts telling you one thing and then others telling you the complete opposite, and it's like a battle of the experts. Now, this claim is very similar to the claims on sunscreen being bad for you. The common ingredient here is benzene, and many say that benzene is a carcinogen and that it's included in sunscreens, dry shampoo, and other beauty products. And I've seen experts on both sides arguing this, and they both have very valid claims. A lot of experts say that benzene is a carcinogen, and other experts push back with this claim, saying that it would be such a low amount that would cause it, and your exposure to it from using dry shampoo or sunscreen is like almost irrelevant. There is no evidence out there that dry shampoo itself has caused cancer, but most dry shampoos do contain benzene. Now, if you are worried about dry shampoo, then you likely should be worried about sunscreen as well. So I want you to do your own research, and you can decide if you think that this is something you want to avoid. Totally fine. And ultimately, I'm not here to say that it does cause cancer or that it doesn't. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions for me, leave them for me in the comments. And make sure to subscribe if you want to make every day a good hair day.